To authorize and start getting some search teams going to the airlock.
When I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. I don't hear Lilly and Jack.
11 weeks since the disappearance of two children in Nova Scotia.
It began with two missing children, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, vanishing without a trace from their home in Nova Scotia 8 weeks ago. The search was intense, emotional, and worldwide. People everywhere were desperate for answers. But now, after weeks of confusion and fear, everything has changed. A breakthrough has brought clarity, and the full picture is finally coming into view. In the last 2 days, investigators uncovered key information that has completely shifted the focus of the case. At the center of this twist is the children's birth father, Cody Sullivan. While many assumed he simply walked out of their lives, official records reveal something much darker. Cody's background includes a long list of legal troubles, court cases, police reports, and more, stretching from 2021 to the present. And on October 10th, 2025, he is due in court again. And oddly, this detail was never mentioned by his mother, Belinda Gray, who portrayed him as a man who lost everything, his job, home, and car, but conveniently left out his criminal past.
I am the grandmother of Lilly and Jack. Son is Cody Sullivan. He's not in jail. He's never been out west. He does not have a criminal record.
For a long time, attention had been focused on their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and her new partner, Daniel Martel. But these recent findings suggest that the children's biological dad may have played a larger role than anyone realized. This raises serious questions about why Malaya may have fought to keep her kids away from him. It also sheds light on why some truths were hidden for so long, but that's only part of the story. The next revelation came from Daniel Martel himself. On June 19th, he decided to speak publicly about his polygraph experience. What he revealed was shocking, not just to the public, but even to experts following the case. According to Daniel, the very first question police asked during the lie detector test was not about where the kids might be. It was, did you kill Lilly and Jack? Right away, this showed that authorities had never truly believed the children were just missing. They were focused on solving a crime, not locating lost kids.
Of course, the stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning, especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah. You did a good job, you passed.
This discovery explains why the investigation felt so secretive. It wasn't a search, it was a hunt for a suspect, and Daniel felt it. He said he was overwhelmed by fear when the test began, describing how his body reacted to being hooked up to wires and sensors. But he passed. He insisted there was no gathering, no drugs, and no strangers present. Just a normal night. 3 weeks after the disappearance, he sat for the polygraph. He described the experience in detail, how he sat in a large chair while sensors were placed under his arms, feet, and torso. A blood pressure cuff monitored his pulse, and his sweat glands were tracked. Still, despite the nerves, he remained calm and passed. People around the world kept asking the same question: what really happened to Lilly and Jack? It seemed like everyone was watching. News outlets, investigators, neighbors, and strangers followed every update. Still, answers remained just out of reach. Until now. In a stunning moment, someone stepped forward claiming to know exactly where the kids were. What he said changed everything. And for the first time, it seemed possible to understand the full truth. Authorities have reviewed hours of footage, interviewed dozens of people, over 50 formal interviews, and gathered data from a wide area surrounding the house. Daniel confirmed that the children were last seen alive the day before they vanished. A camera caught them with their family in a public place. This confirms they weren't missing for days, as some rumors had suggested. Investigators already had this footage. They also spoke to someone who saw them during that time, Daniel's co-worker, who backed up the timeline. So why are police still collecting old video? Because they're trying to track traffic patterns, strange vehicles, or anything unusual from the days before the children vanished. They're looking for anything that might explain what happened. Although it's still classified as a missing persons case, many believe the outcome is now clear. Authorities have pieced together the puzzle, and as promised, this story has changed everything we thought we knew. Daniel sat quietly as he recalled the day he took the polygraph test. He was nervous, not because he had something to hide, but because of what the test represented. The first question shook him deeply. Did you kill Lilly and Jack? It wasn't about where they might be or whether he had seen them. It was about their deaths. From the start, the questions weren't about a search. They were about a crime. Every question that followed assumed the same thing, that Lilly and Jack were no longer alive. Did you help in the murder? They asked. Not once did anyone ask if he had taken the children somewhere, or if they might have wandered off. The entire approach showed that the police were convinced something terrible had happened. Daniel wasn't the only one questioned. He explained that the authorities had carried out over 50 interviews, many with his relatives and neighbors. His own session lasted 4 hours. For others in his family, interviews ranged from 1 to 2 hours. These weren't quick chats. They were serious and detailed. When asked who else took the polygraph, Daniel hesitated. I know, he said, but I can't say. I don't want to affect the investigation. Still, he confirmed that Malaya, the children's mother, also took the test, though he didn't know how she performed. When he finished his test, the results were immediate. You passed, they told him. It was a moment of relief. For Daniel, that was when everything started to shift. After that, he said, the investigators' focus began to move away from him. They didn't call as often. The pressure eased. That was the turning point, he explained. He also shared how the case had taken over public interest. It's become global, he said. Everyone wants to know what really happened. The mystery, the secrecy, and the silence from police only made it worse. There's more going on than people know, he hinted, but he didn't want to say too much. The case was still officially a missing persons investigation. Still, there were important facts Daniel wanted the public to understand, especially the idea that the children might have been gone longer than believed. That's not true, he said firmly. They were seen the day before they disappeared. Surveillance footage had captured them near the Holland Square Mall with Daniel, Malaya, and their sibling Meadow. This moment was shared with police, and even a co-worker of Daniel's spoke to officers to confirm what he saw in the parking lot. Daniel explained it was likely about patterns, vehicles seen in the area, traffic that stood out, or cars not normally present. Police wanted to compare footage, trace movements, and find anything suspicious. More photos and videos mean more clues, he said. It all counts as evidence. By now, investigators had collected hundreds of hours of surveillance. Daniel believed they were reviewing footage within an 8-kilometer radius around the house. He didn't know exactly what was found, but he did know that it had taken a month to gather and analyze. When asked if the police stayed in touch with him, Daniel said communication had slowed. Maybe once every 5 days now, he explained. In the beginning, they spoke daily, but now it was mostly him reaching out. How did that feel? It's both good and bad, he admitted. On one hand, fewer calls meant he was no longer seen as a suspect. They don't think I had anything to do with it, he said confidently. On the other hand, he missed having face-to-face conversations with the investigators. Over the phone or through text, it was harder to share little ideas or details that might help. Sometimes I just want to look them in the eye and explain something I noticed, he said. Still, Daniel took comfort in knowing he had been completely open. He had given his phone to investigators without hesitation. I even said they could go through my banking information, he added. He wanted to prove he had nothing to hide, and it seems they believed him. The forest was thick, tangled, and hard to move through. Branches twisted together, fallen trees blocked paths, and thorny bushes scratched at anything that passed. Believe it or not, this isn't even the worst area we've searched, said one of the team leaders. Some spots are harder, with layers of fallen logs stacked like puzzles. You have to crawl under or climb over. Despite public interest, search leaders asked people to stay away. We use trained dogs to follow human scent. If someone walks through an area before we send in the dogs, it can ruin everything. The dogs might follow the wrong trail and then be too tired to try again, they explained. Drones were also used, but if they picked up heat signatures from random hikers, police had to send someone in to check, wasting time. Our teams are trained to notice small things, footprints, torn clothes, broken twigs. These clues matter. A child's boot print once gave hope. Teams moved fast. Dogs, trackers, and forensic experts investigated. Even old wells and unsafe mine shafts were checked. One shaft was so dangerous, a drone had to go in instead of people. Over 12,000 hours were spent searching. Still, the children weren't found. Some team members couldn't emotionally handle calling out the kids' names. Others were physically or mentally drained. Eventually, areas were covered again. Not because of new tips, but just to be thorough. No major update caused the second search, they clarified. Then came a shift. Authorities reclassified the case. It was no longer a missing person search. It became a criminal investigation. The turning point came when surveillance showed the children with their family on May 1st. From that moment, everything changed. That's a really important question. Right now, the team's main focus is to search everywhere and follow every lead until Lilly and Jack are found. Many people want answers. There's huge attention on this case, and it's clear the public cares deeply. However, we know some are upset because not much has been shared. Since this is an ongoing investigation, details must be handled carefully. Sadly, when official updates are limited, false stories begin to spread. These rumors online have caused pain for the loved ones involved. To everyone waiting for the truth, please be patient. People are starting to wonder, will the truth ever be known? That's something no one can confirm yet. But the officers involved are highly experienced. Many have worked on serious cases before. They are fully dedicated to solving this. This remains a case about 2 missing children. The team hasn't given up. The effort continues. Every clue is being looked at. Every path is being followed. The goal is clear: find Lilly and Jack and learn exactly what happened. The mystery of Lilly and Jack is no longer just about 2 missing kids. It's about uncovering a truth that was hidden in plain sight. New facts are changing everything. The full story is still unfolding, and we'll be here to cover every twist. Thanks for watching the story of Lilly and Jack. Don't forget to subscribe.